The strike that caused darkness in most parts of the city of Johannesburg might last for the next 2 days. Earlier this week, a few City Power employees downed tools on Wednesday, and this resulted from unsupported new shift systems that the power utility was implementing. Many business owners outlined this power outage, and they say that this could cripple the economy in the city. And joining us is the Director for Engineering Operations at City Power, Pieterse. Louis, welcome to Morning Live, and thanks very much for being with us.
Good morning, thank you.
Okay, what is the latest? Anything developing that we should know about overnight?
I think the most important thing is that yesterday we were able to restore supply at a number of substations, 4 substations in fact, which affected a fairly large area as well as the SABC, as you perhaps know. This morning early we discovered that there are another 4 medium voltage feeders. There's one in Randburg, one in Roodepoort, one in Lenasia, one in the east of Johannesburg, that are out, and medium voltage distributor generally supplies maybe 5,000 customers. The latest information on our outage management system is that we're sitting just under 1,000 calls. Normally on an average day, the number of calls at any given time is between 50 and 60.
Okay, now you're at 1,000.
So if you can imagine the extent of the backlog if you are sitting with just under 1,000 calls.
Talk to us about this unprotected strike. What is it all? We know what it's about, but when is it happening? What are the workers actually doing?
What the workers are doing, apart from yesterday and the day before, where they staged a get together at the main building at City Power, they normally work until 4 o'clock. We at this stage, the field services departments are 5-day workers, and after hours they're on home standby, and when they get called out, they get paid overtime. And since Monday, they were not willing to go on standby after hours, and they were not willing to take calls after hours. So they were only working during the week, except yesterday and the day before, of course. The impact really is that, and that's also why we decided to go the shift route, is that only 22% of a normal year, a full year, is normal working hours. 78% falls outside normal working hours. And one cannot really expect to operate and maintain a network of which 80% falls outside normal working hours, and therefore you have to do it on overtime. If we can reduce overtime, move to a shift environment, we'll be able to employ more people, and we will be able to improve on service delivery. Now, the staff that are striking are against the implementation of shifts.
Okay. Now, let's talk about, the fact that there is such chaos here in the city of Johannesburg, obviously not so much resulting from the shifts and this unprotected strike, but there's got to be bigger things behind it, and there's lots of talk of sabotage at many of the power stations as well. Is this in fact the case? Have you investigated it? Is this happening?
We are still busy with investigations, but we can confirm that at least 1, maybe 2 of our substations, circuit breakers were manually switched off. In other words, your protection systems gave no indication of any fault whatsoever, and that was, in other words, deliberate switch-offs. Now, within your suburbs and your CBDs, you've got smaller substations. In some cases, we call it a miniature substation or just a high voltage chamber. We have found that in some of these substations, circuit breakers have also been switched off deliberately. So,
if you find those behind this, surely they will be liable to some form of punishment and action taken against them.
Severe, because this is, as you are saying, this is sabotage. It's nothing else but that.
Yeah, absolutely. How long is it going to take to rectify the situation? Because people are sitting without electricity. Some people have been without electricity already for about 3 or 4 days. And we're talking about another 2 days. This is 5 days of blackness, and it's not fun.
Certainly not. And we obviously apologize for that, because that's certainly not the business we want to be in. It's very difficult to say how long the staff will carry on, but we obtained a court order early Thursday morning, and there are three main points in this court order. Firstly is not to engage in further strike action and get on with normal business. Second is not to intimidate colleagues, because that's also happening. Colleagues that do want to work are being intimidated. And also not to interfere with the network. Now, if the strike continues and this interference continues, then we will have no choice but to take appropriate action.
Yeah.
And appropriate action may even lead to dismissals.
And the lights could be off for?
And lights could be off for much longer.
This is not good news. All round not good news, and after this interview there's no hope at this point. So I wish we could tell you more, but the sad thing is that I remember yesterday I was talking about the fact that the electricity, and people were waiting to watch and find out what was going on. The next second their electricity went off, so people are not even able to watch TV or listen to radio or do anything. So I just hope this is rectified soon. Louis, thank you for joining us. Louis Pieterse is Director for Engineering Operations at City Power. Business being severely affected, we do know this, but let's take a look at your market indicators. Let's see.